Hi Taurus, today we're going to be doing your soulmate reading for May 2019, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Just want to say if you'd like to win a private reading, information down below, as well as paid private reading information. So many seagulls. Can hear all the seagulls. And also my bracelets are on Etsy if any of you are interested in those. Don't forget to check them out. And let's get started for this reading. For your soulmate, we have the Hangman, first card. Some form of spiritual thinking. So many cards just flipped over, but like way too many of them did. So I am going to continue shuffling. Okay. Wow. Seems to be a bit of a revelation happening here. Hangman and the Ace of Swords. Right, so there's definitely some form of spiritual thinking that's happening. Your soulmate is thinking very, very heavily in the month of May. For some of them, it's this awakening that is starting to happen where they're really going within themselves. I'm also sensing that spirit guides are saying some of them are really unemotional before. Some of them just refused to open up. They ran away from anything emotional. They never wanted to talk about it. They never wanted to hear about it. It made them clam up, run away, hide, that kind of feeling. And now they're starting to slowly but surely awaken. There's a light behind the mind which suggests that they're much more open. There is a crown on top of that sword. Again, this opening, this sort of sense of victory. It's like success. The Ace of Swords is all about clarity. So this spiritual thinking, this deep thinking that they're starting to do is starting to make them get answers. They're starting to understand things, I feel like, about you, about their life in general, their purpose. They're starting to awaken to all of those things. You see all this foliage sort of hanging off the sword. Again, foliage here. It's about growth. It's about things blooming, things happening. It's also about themselves. You know, they're really growing, and there's this light now, and it feels like they've opened their eyes. They can see clearly. They can see who's good for them, who isn't. They can see that you're genuine, and they're using that sword with full clarity now because they've started to awaken. You know, the Hangman is a very spiritual energy, and it's about them thinking. We've got the Nine of Wands. This is another card about thinking. It's about thinking essentially before speaking. It is a card about wondering. You know, it really is. It's this very, very beautiful card where you're just contemplating things and you're thinking, which path do I take? What do I think? So yeah, you know, your soulmate's really awakening to you and to the world in general. They're awakening to more ideas. They're starting to tap into themselves, feel more happy, more radiant. Again, we've got more light here. So this yellow, you know, this yellow that we saw behind the mind, the yellow that we saw in the crown, the yellow that really radiates their skin as well here, that we can see in this particular card. It's like they're glowing. And we also have a lot of yellow here. Now this, of course, is ruled by Leo, the Sun card. The Sun in general is ruled by Leo as well, and we've got sunflowers, we've got a lot of growth, a lot of beauty, and we've got the Sun, which is all about growth and warmth and just feeling this really good energy at this time. And for many of you, it is actually springtime wherever you live. It is for me, but it's very grey and cloudy wherever I am. But the message here is that regardless of where you live, it could be grey and cloudy like in this card, but they're still going to awaken to this particular idea. It doesn't necessarily need to be bright blue wherever you are, because, you know, wherever they are in the world, you know, whether it's spring or not. For example, it's spring here, but the weather is awful and grey. Whether you're in winter and it's sunny, you know, or winter and it's grey, wherever you are, your soulmate is going to awaken to this idea regardless. And, you know, regardless of if the sun is there or not, but they are feeling warm, they are feeling happy, they're feeling joyful, they feel like they've finally found themselves, which, you know, is obviously a really wonderful thing. We have the Four of Cups here, and we have the Death card. Now, Four of Cups, my fingers are covering the card, but the Four of Cups here is all about you know, them really, again, it's about them thinking, that cup being offered to them, and them just pondering, wondering, thinking, again, very similar to that 9 of Wands card, where they're just thinking, they're doing a lot of thinking, and I feel like they may be spending a lot of time in nature as well, because we have so much nature in all 4 of these cards, or 5 and 6 cards. So they may be, you know, really be tapped into nature. They may be thinking a lot about it, but you know, at this time they're thinking a lot more about themselves. So if you're going to come in and offer them this cup whilst they're still thinking, they may not be so responsive. They really need to go through a transformation first, which is going to happen. So the transformation I'm seeing comes after all of this thinking. Now, if in that space you decide to profess yourself to them or confess all of your feelings, they will still be very hesitant. So just be careful. Guides are saying to be careful with any of that emotional opening that you could do towards them. They really need to have a full transformation before you can confess anything to them. Now, this is a huge thing. They are going to go through a huge transformation. It's going to be a rebirth. It is going to be, you know, going from old to new. It's this incredible energy where they are just going to be feeling great. They're going to be feeling so refreshed, but it's going to be a hard transformation for sure, and a very emotional transformation. They're definitely going to be finding their feet and finding themselves, but as I mentioned, if you want to confess things to them, you're going to have to wait a while. In fact, you may even have to wait until they have confessed things to you, just because otherwise, you know, things can get a little bit messy. Look at that. 4 of Swords. Them actually working really hard on themselves. This card can be about resting, retreating, meditating, and working on yourself. Really amazing card. So we've been seeing that in so many of the cards, and the 4s are all about foundation. It's about building the foundation. Wow, this is amazing. All 4 of these cards is about contemplating, wondering, pondering, going within, thinking. This is about gaining clarity and a transformation happening. This is about that warmth and that real happiness that they get. So let's see what the final card here is for your soulmate. I just want to show you guys what I actually do. I basically just cut the deck and then I take the card. So we've got here the 3 of Wands. This is about different paths. It's about them, again, thinking. They're going to be doing so much thinking. They're going to be doing thinking about you. They're going to be thinking about different paths and avenues in their life. Whether that is, of course, career. I'm so sorry, guys. My the alarm next door just went off, so I'm going to just finish off my video. But basically, 3 of Wands is all about different paths, different avenues, and also it's all about just, you know, really wondering and thinking in which way they want to go. This can be, you know, one could be family, one could be career, and the other one could be love, or one could be something that they, you know, project, a hobby, and love, or, you know, all of these different things. So they're going to be thinking about everything that they're going to be thinking of. And you can see here that there's always one that's been left out, right? So if you look at the 4 of Swords, you see 3 swords here, and you see the 1 underneath here. You see that in this card there are 3 wands, but the other one has disappeared. You see here there are 3 cups down here, and there's 1 floating in the air. So there's always one that's always misplaced. And I feel that that particular misplacement could be love. I feel like they're in the search for love. So whilst I did say, you know, one could be this, one could be that, that was me sort of describing that there's always 3, but then that extra 1 is always sort of somewhere else, even though this is the 3 of Wands, not the 4 of Wands, but still, you know, in this spread, that's what it really does look like. So I am seeing that, you know, they're in the pursuit and the search for it, but at the same time, they're really working on themselves, trying to find some form of an answer. They're just trying to be happy as well, and they will be going through a huge transformation. May is a huge transforming month for your soulmate specifically. So yes, Taurus, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for subscribing. Don't also forget to comment down below if this resonated, and also like this video if you didn't already, and I'll see you all very soon. Don't forget to check out the description section for all of the reading information. I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye, Taurus!